Good morning, my name is Rachel. Today I'm going to be giving an update on a medication that I have been taking for 6 months now, and it's called low-dose Naltrexone. And also kind of just give a brief overview of what it is and what conditions it often helps, and then my experience with it so far. So, low-dose Naltrexone is a drug that is used for helping many chronic illnesses, many autoimmune diseases, and just chronic pain and fatigue in general. It's called low dose because it is a very low dose of the drug known as Naltrexone, and Naltrexone is classically used for people that are abusing drugs or alcohol to try to reduce cravings and reverse the effects of opioid drugs. But doctors have found that in very low doses, it has been very helpful for people that have chronic illnesses. And what's interesting about LDN is that not a lot of doctors are aware of it and its benefits for autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses. And so when I've gone to a doctor's appointment and listed my medications, the doctor is like, "What are you taking Naltrexone for, and why are you taking such a small dose?" Like, they don't understand why I'm taking it and what the purpose of it is. Something that is definitely positive about LDN is that it is a very mild and safe drug in general. Of course, that doesn't mean it's for everyone and that it might not cause bad side effects in certain people. But anyways, I have had a very positive experience with LDN overall. The title of this video is LDN Changed My Life, and it has. And honestly, in some ways, I feel like it saved my life. My health was in a scary spot when I started LDN, and so that made me even more nervous to start it, just because I really knew that I couldn't tolerate getting any worse than I was at the time. And I was mostly bedbound, having awful episodes every day that felt like an emergency, and there were a lot of days where I just wondered like if I would even make it. So I started this medication during the worst time in my chronic illness journey so far, the hardest time, and it has helped so much with these awful adrenal crisis like situations that I was having multiple times a day for quite a while. For me, it helps stabilize my adrenal insufficiency. I know there's not a lot of research on that, but it is listed on the LDN research website as one of the conditions that the drug could be known to help. Over the 6 months, I slowly started to improve in that way, and I would say it's helped my fatigue a little bit. It hasn't been like a miracle cure, but it has taken me from a really bad spot in my health and brought me back to kind of where my stable chronic illness life was before I started having these awful adrenal episodes. Okay, so typically the goal dose of LDN is 4.5 milligrams, and some doctors will try to start patients on 4.5 milligrams right in the beginning, and other doctors will start them at a very low dose and gradually try to increase to 4.5 over time. For example, the doctor that prescribed LDN to me prescribed it at 4.5 milligrams, but I tend to be the type of person that doesn't take any drug until I research it a lot and make sure I know the side effects, because I tend to have like bad reactions to drugs or bad side effects to drugs more than the average person. So I did a lot of research on it and joined some Facebook groups, and it was recommended by a lot of people that I start much lower than that. So I started instead at, I think, 0.25 milligrams. It might have been 0.5. Over the course of the 6 months that I've been on it, I've gradually increased that amount to 2.25. So I'm currently on half of the recommended dose of LDN for chronic illnesses. And something about LDN that I think a lot of people don't realize is that the benefits are not always immediate. For some people, they might see benefits of the drug right away or very quickly within a couple of weeks, but there are a lot of people that don't see the benefits of the medication for many months. And so it's something that you kind of have to be patient with and just wait and see if it's worth it. So the main illnesses that I have that I am using LDN for are Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Lyme disease, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, adrenal insufficiency. I also have a couple of autoimmune diseases. Something that my Lyme doctor let me know is that it's not uncommon for people to have a big flare in their symptoms when starting LDN because of the immune response that it creates and causes in the body. In that case, a lot of times if people have a big flare in their symptoms, it will be recommended that they cut the dose down and start at a smaller dose and work their way up as they can. I'm really glad that I didn't start at 4.5 because I think I would have had a really bad reaction. I think the fact that I started LDN a couple months before I started treatment for Lyme disease really helped to set me up for better success with the Lyme treatment. So basically what it's done for me is stabilize these awful adrenal crisis-like episodes, as well as it has given me a bit more energy to do some low energy things throughout the day. Things like crafting, making jewelry, sewing, low energy things. I've really been thankful for that. I haven't noticed a lot of benefits pain-wise. I do deal with chronic pain, and that is one of the potential benefits of LDN is help with chronic pain. For me, it hasn't particularly helped much with my pain, but it has helped with my adrenal insufficiency and a little bit with my fatigue. So the most common side effects of LDN are difficulty sleeping, insomnia, and vivid dreams. And some doctors recommend that their patients take their LDN at night, and some recommend they take it in the morning. I take it in the morning and I still have the side effects of vivid dreams and difficulty sleeping. And unfortunately, I haven't found really anything to help with that, but the benefits of the LDN for me have far outweighed the negative side effects. So I hope that I'll eventually be able to sleep more, but for now that's a side effect for me. And yeah, like I said, for some people the symptoms of their actual conditions can flare up in the beginning, especially if they take too much at first. So this is the form that I have of LDN. It's like a gelatin form, and basically each one of these squares is 4.5 milligrams of LDN, and so I've just been cutting up to the different doses that I have been on over the last months. It tastes pretty bad, but that's not a big deal. It also can come in the form of liquid sublingual drops and also in the pill form. So on the LDN Research Trust website, there is a list of conditions that are often helped by LDN, and I was surprised by how many different types of conditions there were listed on there. So heart diseases, chronic pain conditions such as CRPS, skin diseases, ear, nose, throat conditions, endocrine diseases such as Addison's disease or hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. There's a long list of gastrointestinal diseases that it can help with, blood and marrow disorders, liver diseases, immunodeficiencies, mast cell activation syndrome, infectious diseases such as Lyme disease. There's even a long list of cancers that it has apparently been known to help with, and I don't know in what way that it helps cancer patients, but it is listed there. Huge list of neurologic diseases, eye diseases, pediatric disorders, psychological disorders, lung diseases, kidney diseases, so many autoimmune diseases, sleep disorders. So there's a really long list of conditions that LDN has been known to help with. Using LDN for chronic illnesses is still in its infancy, and they're still doing research on it, and I hope that more doctors will learn more about it and that more patients can benefit from it, because it definitely seems like something that could be a huge deal for people with chronic illnesses and chronic pain and chronic fatigue. I'm really thankful for the impact that it's had on my life so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens as I continue to try to increase my dose. Like I said, I'm still at half the recommended dose for LDN, and so I'm planning on continuing to try to increase that and see if there are any more benefits that it could provide for my health. If you're looking into trying LDN or about to start it, just want to say good luck, and I really hope that it helps you as much as it's helped me and so many other people. Definitely just be cautious about the dose that you start on. If they recommend you start at 4.5 and you feel comfortable with that, go for it. But if you know you're more sensitive to medications and are a little bit worried about starting at that higher dose, then maybe ask them about starting at a lower dose. Some people even start at like micro dosing, like 0.05 milligrams, and so everybody is different, and it's just a medication that you have to be patient with, and that it can take time to realize the effects. For me, I think I started to feel the positive benefits of it probably after a couple of weeks, and then definitely after about a month. So I was one of the lucky ones where I saw some benefits early on, but some people don't for months, and so I guess you just have to be patient. Obviously it isn't for everyone. I'll link some videos and sites below where you can find some more accurate information about LDN. I hope that this video was helpful for you, and if you'd like to continue following along on my journey with chronic illness, then you can click the subscribe button, and I will look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye!